everyone, it's me, Darlene, with a quick video. I hope it's quick. It has to be, because Survivor and The Amazing Race start tonight. And if you know me at all, you know I like to watch TV programs when they're actually on. I don't like watching it the next day or anything like that. And I still love those two shows, and I'm also still hooked to Big Brother. That will be ending soon. So good night of TV for me, Survivor and The Race. I think Survivor is my favorite, and then maybe Big Brother next, and then The Race, The Amazing Race. I just thought you needed to know that. Okay, thumbnail, let you know that I had a trip to the ER yesterday. Nothing majorly wrong, but I was worried. Okay, yesterday was what? Tuesday. I never slept Monday night. Never slept. I had a lot of things on my mind, and I wasn't feeling well. I haven't been feeling well. I suspected, too much information, a UTI a little while back. I ended up going on some antibiotics for this tooth that is having a root canal next week, and I felt so much better after that run of antibiotics. But then the symptoms came back. And I thought, what do I do? I did nothing. And that was my decision. But then other things started happening. I started having bad headaches. I still have one right now. And, other symptoms of UTIs. You know what the symptoms are. But then also something different. Confusion, and not just regular confusion, but like really being confused about things. And I even noticed when I'm typing that I'm spelling some words like really wrong. I'm catching them, but it was worrisome. And I thought, what if this infection is just like doing damage to things? Monday night, I just wasn't feeling right at all. My head wasn't right, and I just was starting to get worried. And then Monday morning, without even moving around, all of a sudden, I had a big pain on the left side of my back. And I thought, don't tell me that there's, something wrong with my kidney. Because a few years ago, I had kidney stones and also a mass that all the doctors, except my primary care doctor, said that was a cancerous mass, but don't worry about it. It's an easy fix. We'd be more worried about those kidney stones that you have. And they never did a biopsy because they said they could tell just by looking at it. They knew what kind of mass that was, and it's 99% sure cancerous. And my primary care kept saying, but they're not doing a biopsy. They didn't do the biopsy. So I actually went to a cancer center. I had a urologist, 2 urologists tell me that was a cancerous mass, and a nephrologist, is that what it is? A kidney health doctor. And then also I went to a cancer center, and he said, I can tell right away what this is. And he says, the reason we don't do a biopsy is because doing a biopsy can actually be more dangerous than that mass, because some cells can get out and go to other places. I was like, well, I don't want my cells to go to other places. So I went ahead and had that taken care of. It was done by needle ablation. And then I did that first, and then I went to have the kidney stones removed. Those kidney stones came right back, and I was like pissed. What are you guys talking about? Did you actually get them out surgically like you said? Why are they back? And every doctor told me that there was no way that those kidney stones would ever go away, and that they would keep coming back if I didn't stop eating just meat. Every one of them, it's the meat. You have to stop eating that way. And I simply refused. So I took a round of, because they were like desperate to try to do something for me, I took a round of baking soda pills and potassium citrate or citrate. I never know how to say it. And those really hurt my joints, but I stayed on them for a while. And lo and behold, those 2 stones dissolved. And I kept having my checkups, my scans, and they stayed gone. And the doctor couldn't believe it, the one urologist that I stayed with. And I wish I could talk to the other urologist or send her a letter. And she was so sure those would never go away. And she thought that was all in my head that I had to eat meat. I remember her saying, maybe you could buy those patties that look like a hamburger, but they're vegetables. And I was like, I wanted to say, are you fucking kidding me? You think I'm doing this as some kind of mind game that I'm playing with myself? I do it because it helps me with depression and just all kinds of things. I feel better. Anyway, yeah, I'm not going to get into my, 6 years now of eating carnivore. But I'd like to, she wouldn't probably remember me. How could she forget? The meat eater. I'd like to let her know that it had nothing to do with it. In fact, I think it might have had something to do with my blood pressure meds. Because about that time, I stopped taking them because I was feeling better. And, I don't know. And I did look it up, and the kind that I was on, it said that it can, because they're a diuretic, blood pressure pills, and it can dry you out more. Anyway, I don't care. But I was worried now because I haven't had a scan, and I'm supposed to have scans for the cancerous part for 5 years. And I believe I did 3. And so this would be number 4. But the last time, I think, was at the beginning of 2021. It could have even been the fall of 2020. I haven't looked. So when I suddenly got a pain, I was like, oh, I have to go be checked. So I started calling. First, I called a walk-in clinic, and I called them, and they didn't have, I said, do you at least have a ultrasound? And she said, no. She goes, and you would probably need a scan. And she says, x-rays. We do x-rays, but that wouldn't do it. And I said, I know. And then I called a couple of other clinics, but they weren't walk-ins. So I had to go to the fucking ER with no insurance. So, you know I was worried if I'm going to do that. And I was there for hours. Getting me prepped and all that stuff was quick. But then when it came to the doctor, I had to wait forever for him. And I was impressed with everyone there except the doctor. But they said my blood pressure was through the roof, and I said, I haven't slept not one wink, and I'm always nervous when I go do something like that. So by the time before they did my scan, my blood pressure was okay. So she said, we were going to give you some blood pressure meds before your scan because of I have it with contrast, and she just didn't want that to, I don't know. For whatever reason, they were going to give me something for my blood pressure, but they ended up not because it was okay. The results came back, no stones. I was at least glad about that. But the doctor said, you do have a tumor, and I had told him about that mass, and I said, I've seen that on the x-rays. They didn't have them available for me to look at. It was just going by what the person who read the x-rays, the scan, said. So I couldn't see what he was talking about. But he said they put a note that this is benign. And I said, I bet what they're looking at is that mass that has been ablated, but you still can see like that on my kidney. But there was something about the inner part, if it's looks like it's filled or not filled, one of those things, then that means that that cancer has come back. So I am a little worried about that because he didn't know, anything about that. He says you would have to go to a primary care and have them look at that. And to me, I was like, I need a urologist is what I need. I'm editing during commercials, but Survivor's back on, so I've got to go. But I just wanted to tell you, because I forgot to mention, they told me I had no UTI, and I find that extremely hard to believe. They let me have a couple names, I guess, in the paperwork, I haven't looked at anything, of self-pay doctors that are right there at the hospital. So I might look into that. Well, I have to look into something. I have to continue and move forward with this. I can't let the lack of insurance stop me, because that scared me. When I had that pain, I was pissed off at myself, thinking if there's something, really wrong, I'm going to be mad that I didn't keep up with my, checkups for my kidney. I went through a lot to get my kidney, as good as it is. I don't want to just let that go. So I have no clue what that bill's going to be. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And I still have a very bad headache, but my pain is gone. And they gave me a prescription for like a stronger ibuprofen. I didn't even have that filled. I'm just taking some regular ibuprofen. I don't understand, though, the headache. That is still a little concerning to me, but because I'm not a headachy kind of person, unless I was hungover, and I'm not hungover. And I actually still went in the pool yesterday, even though I hadn't slept, and I still had a hard time falling asleep last night. But I did, and I just, just light movements. I just want to be in the water, and it feels good. And I did the same tonight. So I'm happy about that. And my sale, I had to cut it. At first I canceled it because I just don't feel right. But I hated that so much. It made me lose sleep last night. I was so sad about my sale. So I'm doing something new called a surprise sale. And I actually did something like that, but I just didn't call it that. When I was moving, when I was decluttering, I was just listing stuff whenever I felt like it. And that's kind of how I'm doing it this weekend. Only I started today. I put something up, a new kind of scrap pack that I made. Tomorrow, I'll try to put up a couple things. Saturday, too, and maybe even Sunday. I know I won't have a lot of packages, so it won't be too much work from my head. It'll also allow me to put something up on Sunday because, again, I won't have a lot of packages. So I'm sure with just Sunday night and Monday, I'll be able to get all that done. So that's just a little update. I wanted to let you know I had fun at the ER, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.